Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Esmatulla. My metric number G2510410. This title, Corporate Governance and Business Ethics in the Digital Area, a legal framework for responsible global business. Good day. Today I am pleased to present my PhD research entitled. This study examines how repair digitalization has enhanced corporate behavior and governance structure, and how law can play a central role in ensuring ethical and responsible business practice in a global digital economy. Background. In recent years, global business operations have undergone rapid digital transformation. Technology such as artificial intelligence, big data, and digital platform now influence corporate decision making, risk management, and stockholder engagement. Well, those development enhance efficiency in innovation. They also raise serious concern related to ethics, accountability and responsibility, transparency and corporate responsibility, particularly when decisions are automate or data driven. Context of the study. Digital corporation increasing operate across border, often behind the recess of a single national legal system. The cross-border nature of digital business has resulted in weak regularity, contribution, and firmness legal oversight, increasing risks for stakeholders such as consumer, employee, investor, and society at large. Problem Problem statement. Most most existing corporate governance frameworks are designed for traditional business environments. As a result, they struggle to efficiently regulate and ethical challenges arising from AI-driven decision making, misuse of data, algorithm basis, and the growing concentration of digital power. Legal accountability messages after often remain weak, unclear, addressing those emerging risks. Mm, Research gap. Research gap. Although previous studies have explored corporate governance and digitalization, legal research in the area remain fragmented. There is limited integration of business ethics within digital corporate governance framework, particularly from a global perspective. Particularly for a global perspectives, a comprehensive legal model addressing ethical digital governance across jurisdiction is still lacking. Lack of global digital governance model. Okay. Mm, the objective of the research are fourfold. First, to examine the impact of digitalization on corporate governance structure. Second, the analysis existing legal and regulatory framework governing digital business. Third, the digital the third to identify ethical and legal gap within current governance model. Finally, to purpose of legal framework that promote responsible global business conduct. This study is guided by resource quotient including how has digitalization uh, respect operate governance, are existing legal framework sufficient to regulate ethical risks in digital business, what ethical gap persist within current governance system, what ethical gap persists within current governance system, and how can law ensure accountability and responsibility in the digital area. Methodology: the research adopt a qualitative uh, doctrinal legal research methodology involves an in-depth analysis of structure, cases, law, regulatory instruments, and international legal standard. International legal standard. A comparative approach will be applied, focusing on selected jurisdiction such as the European Union, the United States, and part of the Asia, to identify best practice and regulatory gaps. Global corporation. Global corporation. The scope of the study is limited by global corporation entitled in engaged in digital business activities, in focused specifically on corporation governance and business ethics from a legal and regulatory perspective, without extending into the technical or operational aspect to digital technology. Legal and regulatory focused. Mm, this research significance in three main way. Academically, it contributes to legal scholarship on digital corporate governance and ethics. From a policy uh, perspective, it offers insight for regulator and lawmaker addressing digital business challenge. Particularly, particularly it provided guidance for cooperation seeking to strengthen ethical governance in the digital economy. Legal framework. The expected outcome of this research include the development of a coherent legal framework for ethical digital governance. It also aims to purpose an ethical governance model tolerate to digital cooperation along with policy recommendation to enhance accountability, transparency, and responsible business conduct at the global level. Policy recommendation. Mm, In, uh, mm, in conclusion, the rapid expansion of digital business demand or rethinking of corporate governance and ethics, responsible global business in the digital area require robust legal framework that can effectively address emerging ethical risks. The research seeks to respond to say the critical need and contribute to the develop of sustainable and ethical digital corporate governance. Ethical corporate governance. Um, this future implementation. Ultimately, the study aimed to contribute the sustainable corporate governance at the digital area. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your attention. আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। ধন্যবাদ।